It's strange that this part of the story is a little bit of a ghost story. Now, we all have ghosts. This is one that haunts me a lot more than I'd like to admit. In 2003, Pearl Jam announced that they were going to support their Riot Act album with a tour, which included 2 nights in New York City at the Madison Square Garden. Holy crap, Pearl Jam at MSG. The self-proclaimed world's most famous arena. Madison Square Garden is what Wrigley or Fenway represents to a baseball player, what Lambeau Field is to a football player. Madison Square Garden is the place where musicians who dream of playing an arena dream about first. For artists, it is the high water mark, the highest of high water marks for their career. And there is an unspoken, unwritten covenant between bands and the mecca of rock and roll. You bring your best to the Garden. So having been burned in 1994 when Pearl Jam played Atlanta, I went to night 1, night 2 was the night. So I knew that in July, I was going to be going for July 9th, not July 8th. I was going to go for night 2. I sat there on a Saturday morning with coffee in hand. I had woken up early and I was hardwired into the internet. I was hitting F5 like I was a crack addict, waiting for the ticket window to show up on Ticketmaster.com, and I got 2, not great, but decent tickets for $40 a piece. I didn't get night 1, but that's okay. The tickets came a week later. I knew exactly what they were, put them in my drawer, didn't care about them until the day of the show. My buddy Gabe Hargrove was in New York for a semester, a friend of mine from college, fraternity brother, and we were going to the show. Now, that Wednesday was a long day at the office. I was full of anticipation. I had researched the set list. I had seen what the set list was. I'd read the reviews. It was outstanding. And I knew that night 2 could only be better. It was Madison Square Garden, for God's sakes. Well, we get to the venue, and I had not opened the tickets that I had ordered from Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster used to send those tickets and you knew what they were. I knew I had ordered night 2. When I got to the door, opened the tickets, handed one to my friend Gabe, had the other in my hand, handed it to the ticket scanner guy, and he said, "Come with me, gentlemen." Pulled me to the side and showed me the ticket that I had not looked at for 4 months. It was for the previous night. Now, I have a receipt that showed that I bought the night before. This is my own personal war with Pearl Jam. They couldn't do anything for me. They told me that I had to go find tickets elsewhere. I went outside. These tickets were $40 a piece. I had already dumped $80 for a show that I didn't get to see. I went outside. I found a scalper, mildly trustworthy looking gentleman who sold us each great seats, but for $150 a pop. So I paid $380 to see Pearl Jam on one night instead of 2. And it was a great show. The downside was that the night before was released on DVD. This is 76 days and counting.